Hello, thank you for watching. So I can't believe it's been 3 years already. This is the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, and it first came out in April 2017. So I've had this one basically since April 2017. Unfortunately, I've dropped it and now there's a crack there and there, but otherwise it's still in good condition. So even though it's been 3 years, I still quite like this phone. I think it's aged quite well. So to me, the screen still looks fantastic. I like the symmetry, whereas in the latest versions of the Samsung Galaxy, they've moved to the notch, which I don't particularly like the look of. What's great about the S8 is there still has the headphone jack. This one is the 64GB version, so this is the one that came out with the 4 gigs of RAM. I'm based in Australia, so I would have the Samsung Exynos 8895 version, whereas I guess depending on your region you might have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 version. But I still think that it's still enough. I still play games on it, and obviously I'd have to say I don't feel that the performance is too bad still. So I find the phone's still capable of playing most games quite well, but obviously over time that's probably going to start degrading a bit. Now to, I guess, some of the negatives. So the S8 originally came out with the Android 7 Nougat. Samsung has now updated it to the One UI 1, which is the Android version 9. However, they're not going to be updating it to One UI 2, which is Android version 10, which would be the latest. I still received a recent security patch, which is good, but it's slightly disappointing that they're not going to give us the latest Android version. Comparing it to the latest S20, I think the big improvements are now the cameras. I mean, this came with just one 12 megapixel rear camera, whereas the new one has an array of 4 cameras with wide, ultra wide, telephoto and a zoom. And the other big improvement I feel is with the display. So I guess this is your standard 60 Hz, whereas now they've moved on to 120. So once Samsung stops giving me the security patches, I will most likely move on to a new phone. However, I will most likely still actually keep this phone as a spare because it's one of the ones that's still compatible with the Samsung Gear VR, whereas the latest Galaxy S20 and the Note 10 is no longer compatible.